Tell us a little bit about what you just did and in terms of your goal for the LA Marathon.
All right, man, we just ran a 2:58 something. Last year we ran a 3:07. That fucking hurt. The hills are horrible, the heat's horrible, the wind's horrible. I honestly went out way too hard and thought we were done at halfway. And my legs blew up. I got cramp hole in my quads all the way through the last 10 miles, but I was with Tommy over there. That guy's one of the fucking most savage humans I've ever met. He was doing 200 wall balls literally 24 hours ago. Guy's not prepared for it at all and just come and pace me, so congrats to him. I wouldn't have done it without him.
And what does it mean to you to keep pushing past your limits?
Well, dude, I have a brand called 247. Well, represent. 247's our activewear part of it. For me, I've got to do this shit because I am the leader of that brand. And if I'm not putting in the work, who else is going to put the work in these clothes? You know what I mean?
Yeah. What does it mean to see your clothes on somebody else who's doing all these elite things? What does it mean to you?
It's the best thing ever, man, because, you know, the quote that we put as a slogan for this brand is on a mission. And that's when I see people on their mission fucking doing this crazy shit, that's what does it for me.
Yeah. What is your mission at the end of the day?
My mission is to just inspire people through my brand, bro. That's all it is.
Yeah. And how do you think you do that step by step, and what inspired you to build this brand in the first place?
Honestly, it was starting my own fitness journey. I realized that when I was going to this gym, I would make friends with people that had nothing to do with my life in completely different sectors of the world. No matter how much money they make, no matter what job they do, whoever the fuck they are, we ended up having this crazy bond where I wanted to bring that into my business. So I built a gym in my fucking HQ. I put trainers in that gym. I didn't make everyone work out, but I inspired everyone to work out. Now they all train together. Now they're all running marathons, competing with me, running high rocks. It's the best fucking thing about it all for me.
Yeah. And if you could give one piece of advice to anybody out there who's looking to grow and run in your foot, in your shoes, what could you tell them?
It's a lifetime, bro. It's not a year. You gotta do this shit over and over and over and over again. I've been doing it for like 3 or 4 years now, and I'm only just at my sub 3.
Yeah.
You just gotta have patience and enjoy it.
You have to fail to learn, right? I thought I could run a sub 3. Little did I know how much time and energy it took to actually get my body into that position. I don't like to fail on my goals, and I don't like to move on from them. I like to accomplish them before I change my mind on what I'm doing. So I didn't want to quit until that happened, and that could have been this year, it could have been next year, it could have been 5 years away. I might have never even got it, but I set myself out for that goal, and that's what On a Mission means to me, and that's why we accomplished it. Unlike the usual fashion, this time we run the marathon, and we've actually spent a few days really thinking about what's just happened. Most of the time I'll look back at things for a quick instant and then move on to the next goal. And this time, you know, I thought like that at first, and then after reading through the thousands of DMs I got like after the race, and the congratulations from all angles and all aspects of life, even the best athletes out there, I thought it made sense to put this out and just talk about like what it is for me and what I'm going through with these kind of like training blocks. Now, I surround myself with some of like the best athletes in the world. We've got a 247 roster of insane people doing amazing things, and that's what they dedicate their life to. So me putting up a time that's like, a sub 3, it doesn't feel that big to me anymore because of what them guys are achieving, but I need to look at it now from the standpoint of who I am and where I've come from, especially in my fitness journey. And like 247 was built on that. You know, I started this brand because I knew what training had done to me. Like during COVID, I started running, started lifting, really started putting work into like my mindset and the mission that I'm on, and like portraying that as a social media thing really helped grow the presence of 247 and what people felt like they were involved with when they bought a garment, or they just commented on the Instagram, or they came to a 247 run. All them things like kind of embody what the brand is. So that's why I'm putting this content out, and that's why I did the 16-week block, and that's why I've been running for the past few years, because I want to be able to put goals out there for myself that seem unachievable at the time, So to me, I don't want to diminish what that goal meant to me, even though I am around all these people doing much fucking bigger goals and harder goals and training way more than me. But for me, like, I get a certain amount of time during the week to train, and that is usually between 4 and 6 a.m. and it's before my work day starts, and it's all about like, what is that mindset and why do I have to wake up at that time to be able to get that training in to be able to accomplish a goal in however many weeks time that be, or whatever that block happens to be. The last 16 weeks I got programmed by Alfie, who is an amazing running coach and taught me a lot of things about myself and actually gave me a plan that was different to what I'm used to. Like, there was a lot of speed work in there, and there was a lot of exciting workouts that weren't just the same ordinary 10k, 15k, 20k, build up a little 1x8k. I actually enjoyed the block, and I woke up every morning excited for it, completely injury free this time. And you know, I set this goal out for myself 2 years ago, really, when I first ran LA Marathon. So I ran that 2024, 3 hours and 17 minutes, and that was with Jake, Ollie, Will, Alex, a couple of the other guys. Proper enjoyed it, and I thought, you know, the big goal for me would be that sub 3. And it's an arbitrary number, but it makes sense to like where I see my fitness going in the future. I went out for that goal in Berlin shortly after that and completely fell apart at 20k and realized like I don't have the base to be able to run that pace for that distance and that much time under my feet. So I went out and did LA again last year. Now, I didn't have the goal in my mind for that, and I hadn't been running crazy amounts before that, so I wanted to just see where I was at, not look at my watch, get a feel for the course and understand like how far I am away from that goal if I want to push myself really hard the year after. And to me, like, my mindset is, it's actually now about consistency, it's time on feet, and it's putting that goal in the distance but not too close where I'm killing myself to get there. You know, I've got a working day every single day that requires 100% of my energy. So taking from that with training doesn't make sense to me. I'm a businessman, I'm a creative, I'm not an athlete. I like to call myself pretty fit and competitive in the space, but I am not an athlete, so it is not the priority for me.
Good morning. It's race day. Now, Alfie's planned us caffeine, bagel and honey again, a beetroot shot and 1 litre of water with electrolytes. So we'll do 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes. Apparently you've got to keep this on your tongue, according to him.
For it to...
Yeah, like in the mouth, not washing the mouth after it. These are a hack. When you're on the race, I usually put a few of these in my belt bag just because if you're not getting cups quick enough, and I don't know how much electrolytes actually in them cups on the race, these are a great way. So just electrolyte sticks. Also I've got caffeine tablets as well. Sometimes you can take them on the start line if you don't want a gel. And then Tommy made us get this, so we're not pooing on the track. But yeah, I'm gonna cook some food. Let's go. Lots of honey on this one. We're not gonna blame the food on this race. It's like squish. I'm surprised. I know, it's crazy. Look at him. Two caffeine tablets on my right, 4 salt sticks on my left, and the only way I'll know which is right and left is because the middle one is my zip bag that has the caffeine gels in it. Alright.
You can't fluke a marathon. A marathon is 26.2 miles for a reason. It is fucking hard, and if you are giving it your all and you've got a high heart rate and you're racing, it's fucking difficult. Regardless of what people say about other things being difficult, I think it is one of the hardest races. 5Ks, 10Ks, halves, high rocks, ultras. The marathon is that distance for a fucking reason. putting that goal out there 2 years ago. I don't like to fail on my goals, and I don't like to move on from them. I like to accomplish them before I change my mind on what I'm doing. Now, there's been so many different things come up in that time about ultras and Hyroxes and Hyrox doubles and pros and all that kind of stuff, and kind of pushed it all to the side because I knew this was the one goal that I wanted to get before I moved into other things. So I didn't want to quit until that happened, and that could have been this year, it could have been next year, it could have been 5 years away. I might have never even got it, but I set myself out for that goal, and that's what On a Mission means to me, and that's why we accomplished it.
Ready, boys? Ready. Golden. Sub 3.
What is the importance of sub 3? It doesn't really make sense. It's an arbitrary number, and I think it's just because, you know, it's 3 hours and the distance of the marathon, it feels like a hard goal, right? You know, whether it's 310, 320, 250, 240, like it's just 3 hours. It's in the hours, it's not in the minutes. And getting under that, it gets you in like a very good position in a marathon. Now, if I look at the stats of LA, we're in the top 50 people, the top 50 males in my age group. So out of 20,000 people, it's quite good, and it's quite high up there in terms of where you end. Now, obviously you can go and run Valencia or somewhere cold and downhill and get that goal easier, but for me, like, we're doing so much with 247 in LA, and I live here now, and it makes sense to do it in your own city. So I enjoy the route, I enjoy the hills, I enjoy the heat. I think the community out here is fucking sick, and I love running alongside guys that are part of 247 or believe in 247 or come to our runs or shop the clothes. Like, for me, that's the best. I think the crowds here as well are insane. I've done New York, I've done Berlin, you know, I've seen the crowds in other cities, but there's just something different about LA. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the weather that just makes everyone go like they do, but didn't even put a pair of headphones on. Had them around my neck, didn't put one song on. Just fucking crowds are crazy and loud, and like the energy's so high that you just don't need it.
Speed down the skyway. Speed down the skyway.
The course was extremely fucking difficult. It was hot, it was hard, it was windy. I've done it before twice though, and I've done it on my training runs, so I understand where the hills are and where I can pace it and where I can slow down, where I can speed up. So we set off on the gun at 7 AM just behind the elites, and I had Tommy Cogs from the yard here in West Hollywood. Australian guy, known for running crazy marathons. I think his best PB is 250. He'd not really done any long runs before it, just one with me, so he was excited to pace me, but I didn't know how he would hold up. He didn't know how high I would hold up, but I just know he's a fucking complete savage. So took the first 10K like a fucking bat out of hell, which when I look back at it, it makes sense now, because if I wouldn't have gone that fast for the first half of this marathon, I probably wouldn't have been able to hold on and stayed under that 3 hour mark. It started heating up around 22K, and my body started really feeling it right then. I was taking water at every station, I was taking electrolytes at every station, I was pacing my gels every 5K absolutely perfectly. My stomach didn't churn, there wasn't an issue this time, but as soon as I hit 25K, my body started falling apart. And knowing that there's still 17K to go, the worry started kicking in, and I started telling myself things like I needed to stop, or I needed to slow down, or this wasn't going to happen. we got like 2 miles from the end and he was like, George, we've got 15 minutes left. And I looked at my watch and I'm like, can I hold on for 15 more minutes? Like, I've done hard shit before, but this is insanely hard. And I just put my head down and we carried on. He's like, 12 minutes, 11 minutes, 10 minutes. And at 5 minutes, I thought, I've literally got to walk off. I cannot fucking do this. And I looked at my watch and we were on 2 hours and 51 minutes. And he was like, there's 5 minutes left. And I was like, fuck, we're gonna do it. Even if I walked it now, we're gonna do it. And I just picked my feet up and tried to really run that last couple K as hard as I could. I don't think I've ever felt that amount of like joy and excitement in the next few seconds of realizing like that goal that I'd set 2 years ago and I've put so much work into has actually happened, even though during the race I felt like there was no chance and I felt like I was dying. But you know, Tommy Cogs, he put me through that, and I would have walked off a million times if he wasn't there. So I think the importance of having a pacer and having someone with you during the day is so important. The year before I didn't have that, but I didn't push myself to the absolute limit. Now I've spent like a week recovering from that and my hamstrings are still cooked and I'm still feeling it. Last year we'd gone straight into Speed Project a week later and I was running 200k in the next 4 days or so. So like understanding my body and how much I'd put into that means the world to me. So I'm happy about it. I don't know where we're gonna go from here. I'm trying to get back fit again. I want to gain some muscle. I took a lot of time off the weightlifting, especially upper body leading into the race. And I guess the goal's done now, and what that means to me is the exact thing that what 247 is and the slogan, and it means being on a mission. And that mission never ends.
I was just behind you the whole way. I saw you, dude. I was looking back. Dude, when you were setting off in the elite group, me and Tommy were like 5 behind. I was just watching you. I got shit. They did the national anthem. Yeah. And I just watched him set off. I was like, this is so sick.
221, it was good.
I can't believe that happened.
What did you get? 221.
Well done, bro. That was so hot.
It was hot, hilly, windy. We got it done though.
The wind was crazy.
Yeah, the wind was crazy. You had to go uphill and then the fucking wind pushed you down.
Proud of the guy.
We did it though. We fucking did it.
258.
Some would say the fastest CEO in the fashion game, bro.
Fastest CEO in LA.
Not even a CEO.
I think I've only felt like this level of accomplishment and I guess gratitude for myself and my training a few times in life. I did it when I ran a 255 pro doubles with Jake in Vegas last year. Felt fucking amazing from that, and knowing that I hadn't trained from that, it felt like there was a new level unlocked where my confidence was higher, my ability to train harder and better and faster was there. But going out and doing this, it's a different level of confidence, and like I said earlier about the marathon distance being so long, you know, when you go through the pain of blowing up and your legs not working and even the cramps, like going through the cramps and actually coming out the other end of it gives you just another level of dedication and hard work that you're able to put through. You know, knowing you've done it before means you can do it again harder and faster and go through the pain even more.